No, I'm good.
I'm so sorry.
That's why I sent you that today.
It's pretty bad.
It's
Yeah,
pretty bad.
it's bad. I haven't been this sore in like a long time. It's been pretty bad.
Was that good for you or bad for you?
It's good. Being sore?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's a good sore. It's not like an injury sore.
Oh, well, that's good.
This is good. Yeah. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. Here we go. Three, two, one. Hey guys, my name's Alex from Ignite Performance Fitness, and I have a guest with me,
Gigi, Finley?
Gigi Finley. Welcome. I appreciate you coming out and talking with us. Um, so I met Gigi a long time ago. What, 4 years?
4 or 5 years ago?
4 or 5 years
Yeah,
ago when I
like right
started?
before COVID.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
right before COVID, yeah. So it's like 4 years. Damn,
Yeah. It's been
known
a
you
while.
for 4 years.
Yeah.
I didn't really get along with you then,
Well, I still don't.
but. So, yeah, I met Gigi a while back, and when I opened this gym, her and her sister came out, and they decided to join Ignite Performance and Fitness. Uh, when I first met Gigi, she was really into running,
Yeah.
really into like high intensity workouts, boot camp style workouts, and
Yeah.
like kick my ass type of workout. And I remember I was working for a different company at the time, and it was good, it was fun, but there were certain limitations that I felt this company had that weren't implementing to, uh, I guess, add more, I guess, muscle mass to their
Hmm.
members. So, long story short, she comes here, and I remember we start lifting, and I told her to take a rest.
Yeah.
And I remember I said, "You need a rest," and she's just like, "Rest? What? What do
Yeah,
you
you
What do
don't
you
want
mean
to.
rest? Like, just stand
Stop?
here?"
Yeah.
And I was
Stay.
like, "Yeah, just stand there for 3 minutes,"
Yeah.
and I could just see you fidgeting. What
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 do
do I
You can't
do?
just rest. Like, you have to be in motion constantly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and now when I say you only have a minute and a half rest,
Oh, I'm like, no,
it's
please, I need
chaos.
more.
So, give me a little background. What do you do? Who are you?
Okay,
I know you're Gigi.
I'm Gigi. Like what I do work-wise?
Yeah, everything.
Oh, okay. So I'm a
What do you
civil engineer,
do? Okay.
and I had worked for a public agency for pretty much my whole career.
Uh-huh.
And then, like literally 2 months ago, I decided to go off my own and do my own business.
Ooh.
Yes, so it's been really great. I don't think I realized like how good it would be until
Hmm.
I started doing it. Like I was a month in, I'm like, this is awesome. I get to do my own thing.
Yeah.
So, but I appreciate where I came from because I couldn't do it without that.
Hmm.
Like you mentioned, we met years ago.
Yeah.
I've kind of always been doing something fitness-wise. I grew up playing sports, went to college, played volleyball for a few years. After that, got into kind of like you're talking about the boot camp type stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and then got into running and just ran and ran and ran.
Yeah.
And went to from running to another like kind of group setting where it was again like you mentioned super high cardio.
Yeah.
And I would try to get as much cardio in as I could. I kept thinking the more I do the better, right?
Yeah.
And then transitioned over to Ignite. I think it's going to be 3 years this
Yeah, it'll be
September.
3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
3 years.
that's
We
where
just
I'm
signed
at.
our 3 year
Yeah.
lease again, and
Yep.
June 21st will be our 3 year anniversary.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's almost here since you opened, a couple of months after you
yeah,
opened.
a
Yeah.
couple months yet. Yeah. So what do you do as a civil engineer?
So I actually I'm a traffic engineer, so civil but traffic
Okay.
emphasis, and basically I'll support road litigation cases. So someone gets in an accident, and of course we're in California, right? Everyone sues everybody,
Yeah.
and so either side, the plaintiff or the defendant, will need a traffic engineer to kind of assess the roadway and see, hey, is there anything on the road that potentially caused the accident or could have
Hmm.
contributed to the accident. And so
Oh,
that's kind of where I come in as far as a traffic engineer side of things.
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And how'd you get into that?
So my whole dad's side's engineer, so I kind of always knew growing up I was going to be an engineer. So kind of went into engineering since I seem to do really well in like math and science.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you add all the math here.
I do. I love math. And then jumped into civil engineering and honestly kind of didn't like it like the first 2 years
Hmm.
and was figuring out like what do I do? Do I go back to school or like and then I ended up at the county of San Diego and I went into traffic engineering, which is very, I'd say, different than like a regular engineer
Okay.
because you get to go to the field, you're dealing with a lot of the public, so there's a lot of social interaction. And so I think I kind of just found my niche there.
Yeah.
And then, since I think I have a pretty decent ability to communicate technical things like to people who don't know technical stuff,
Yeah.
that's kind of how I transitioned into the whole litigation side of things. Because obviously, when you go to court, you got to explain stuff to a jury, and
Yeah. You
not
got to sound
everyone on the
professional.
jury, yeah,
Right?
and not
Can't
everyone
sound dumb.
there's, yeah, well,
That guy
hopefully.
passed the red light and then he hit me.
Exactly. So yeah, that's kind of how I jumped into that, and then just decided that, hey, let me do this on my own and see if I can make it work. So
That's awesome.
we'll see.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's been great so far.
It's good so far.
You've been
So
doing
good.
good? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
busy. So
Busy.
busy's good.
What's your boss like?
She's okay.
Okay.
She's all right.
So you have also a background in sports growing up, right?
Yeah, yeah. So like I had mentioned, pretty much played sports my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got to about 12, 13, my parents were like, okay, you got to figure out what you want to do. You can't be playing everything.
Yeah.
And just because I'm tall, I can't tell, but I'm tall.
Naturally.
Yeah. So it was like, okay, are you going to play volleyball or basketball? And I was like, yeah, I'll play volleyball. And so got into volleyball.
Oh, you would have made a great basketball
Nah,
player.
I can't dribble.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't dribble. But started playing volleyball like at 12. Played club ball, played high school ball, got recruited. Went to Kansas State University and played
Ooh.
there, yeah, which was a huge change. I grew up in California and I wasn't used to weather, and so
That's where you met Greg, right?
that's where I met my husband, Greg, who actually comes here too.
He does.
Yeah, he's currently on a hiatus because he's hurt. But we always worked out together pretty much since we got married. So it's nice to have another partner to kind of do all this stuff
Yeah.
together.
Do you
So.
find it easier that if you have a partner who works out and kind of lives the same lifestyle-ish as you do, do you find
Yeah,
it easier?
for sure. Especially, we've always been kind of early morning people.
Mm-hmm.
And so, for the most part, we get up early and we want to come to work out and all that. But there's days where you're just kind of like, ugh. And like, it's nice to have someone else be like, well, no, we got to get up and go.
You
So
say the dark o'clock, dark
o'clock club.
crew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 a.m. So I do 5 a.m. So yeah, it's definitely helpful to have someone who wants to work out with you and who's kind of, like you said, the same mindset as
Mhm.
far as health goes and food wise and just wanting to do kind of the same things. And I think that just kind of transitions even into our personal life. Like we go on vacation and we want to be active. And,
Yeah.
We're not just.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
That's good. That's good.
yeah.
Makes it a little easier.
It does. It does for sure.
Okay, so when you first came to Ignite,
Yeah.
what were your thoughts? What was like your first initial reaction of like coming in, seeing barbells, seeing weights,
Yeah.
seeing dumbbells and bikes and kettlebells and all this
Yeah.
stuff? Like,
It was new. So like here's the funniest thing. I still remember like the day we came just to see you guys. Like,
Yeah.
Greg and I had gone up for a run, of
Yeah.
course. And I remember we walked in and I was standing at the door and I saw my friend Elaine, who I met in the previous workout group that we did. So I knew her.
Yeah.
And I saw her sitting on the bench and she was just sitting there, like just literally sitting there. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you're just sitting there? And she's like,
resting.
I'm taking a break. And she looked so tired, and I was like, "What the hell? How is she?" Oh, can I say hell?
Yeah, you can
Okay,
say hell.
sorry. I was like, "What the hell? Why is she so tired sitting there?" And I thought, well, whatever. And I think we said, "Hey, we're gonna try it out, right?"
Yeah.
So that was like a Monday, and we came in on Tuesday,
Mm.
and I was like, "All right, yeah, I'm in shape." Yeah, I wasn't in shape. Like it's so much different than what we were used to. We're used to doing like very lightweight, high reps, a lot of hit.
Yeah.
And so you come in here and you're looking at picking up bigger weights and there's less reps. And I don't think I really touched a weight since college. So
Yeah.
it'd been 20 years since I did any kind of like real lifting. So it's definitely eye-opening. And it's definitely like I'm always used to kind of just jumping into something and being able to get it right away.
Yeah.
And that's not the case with lifting. It takes
Mhm.
a long time. Like I still feel like there's so many things I still haven't like gotten down yet. And
Yeah.
so it's a little bit, I'd say intimidating,
Mhm.
especially as someone who's comfortable working out. It definitely was a level of uncomfortableness for at least the first few months that I was here.
So now that you've gotten it to adjusted a little bit, you've been here for almost 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel you've progressed with your lifts and your confidence in lifting?
So I feel like I have a way better understanding of where my body needs to be
Uh-huh.
and what I need to do with my body so that I can properly lift and
Mhm.
like do it in a way where I'm not hurting myself or creating pain. But even so, I still think there's more to learn. Like I'm always tweaking things, but I definitely have a higher level of confidence coming in. I'm picking up more weight. Like
Yeah.
I would say the last 6 to 7 months, I've probably like my progression has been a lot higher than say the first year or two.
Yeah.
So I think it definitely feel more comfortable in the gym, feel more comfortable with my lifts, feel like I can start actually adding weight now because I feel like my form is, decent. Obviously, it's not 100%,
Yeah.
but way different from day one to now for
Yeah.
sure.
Awesome. Number two,
Mm,
when it came to nutrition,
yeah.
how did you feel about that?
Okay, so well, that's yeah. So as a female, I'm gonna just say as a female, at least like my generation age,
Yeah.
um, there was always kind of that, I guess you'd call it pressure to like be small and be thin and not eat.
Yeah.
Um, and so I thought I knew what healthy eating was when I came in. I thought I ate well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But literally had no idea what I was eating. Like figured out after being here for a while that I really have no idea what I had been eating my pretty much entire life. Like I thought I was eating healthy, and I think for the most part I was, but I definitely wasn't getting like the right nutrients.
Yeah.
Wasn't even thinking of protein. Like I wish I can kind of go back and be like, I wonder really how much protein I was eating. It was probably nothing. Um, but that kind of wasn't the goal in my mind. It was like, okay, just be thin and
Hmm.
be lean and be small. And especially as someone who's tall, like the idea of being bigger is kind of
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah.
Um, so as much as I love to eat, I was very restrictive with my food.
So I remember, I looked back at my notes earlier today,
Hmm.
and I remember when you first came in, you were having about 85 to 90 grams of protein a day, and your carbohydrates were very like fluctuating.
Uh-huh.
So they'd fluctuate anywhere from like 100 grams of carbs to about like, I don't know, something ridiculous like 300 grams on any given day. It
Huh.
was mainly like on the weekends when you would
Yeah.
really like ramp it up.
Wrapping it. Yeah.
And I remember your fats were like 100 grams of fat.
Oh my
And I was just like,
God. What is she doing?
what are you doing? Like,
No idea.
have you ever done anything like this or tracked your nutrition or even looked at it? And you were just like, no.
No.
And I was
No.
like, all right, we're going to download this app. We're going to track your food for 7 days, and then we're going to track from there. And I remember when I told you how much food you had to eat, you were just like, oh no, I have to eat how much?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this is how much. How much are you eating now?
Not enough. No.
Yeah,
A lot more than that. I'm on like 2,500 calories or so. Yeah.
2,500 calories.
Yeah.
Could you ever imagine like eating 2,500 calories and being where you're at now?
No, not at all. Like that's the scariest. That would have been like the scariest thing for you to tell me, "Hey, we're going to put you on 2,500 calories." I'd been like, "Oh my God, I'm going to blow up like a balloon,"
Yeah.
right? And now I'm kind of like, "Oh, yeah, I can eat this. And I can probably eat more."
I'm
And,
gonna get a little more.
yeah, yeah. So that's the biggest I think change I'd say.
Yeah.
And from a mindset perspective too, that you can eat food and you need to eat food, right, to
Hmm.
fuel yourself. Like I think the reason I am able to pick up heavier weights and I feel like I'm seeing a change in my body composition is because I'm eating.
Yeah.
There's no way I could have done that without fuel. And
Which is
so,
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And food is fuel.
it is fuel. And I think again, like for women, especially women that kind of my age, that's not really how food's thought of. It's more like it's the enemy almost.
Yeah.
And I think that you have like at least for me there was like this huge mindset change.
Hmm.
And it was funny a couple months ago I was reading something and it kind of stuck with me and they said and before I even go into this like clothes wise I'm fit and fine. It's not like I've gained 20 pounds.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
gained weight which I expected to, but I think it's good weight. But
It is good
it
weight.
is good
Yeah,
weight.
it
Yeah,
is.
it's good weight. But there's weight, and then that's okay. Like that was a big thing is being okay with putting on weight. But someone had said something like you shouldn't expect clothes that fit you when you were squatting 100 pounds shouldn't be the same clothes that fit you when you're squatting 200 pounds. Like
Correct.
you're changing, and it's a
Yeah.
positive thing. And
Hmm.
so it's that mindset that hey, just because I weigh more or because maybe my clothes are fitting differently, it's not a bad thing. It's actually a really positive thing.
Yeah.
And I think especially like as you get older as women, it's like a huge thing. And
Hmm.
so like from a mental confidence standpoint, that's been I think the biggest thing is I just feel so much better. Like I can eat and I'm okay eating and it's
Yeah.
not a big deal to eat and it's good and you can come in and lift heavy stuff and That's
Be
gonna
strong.
and be strong,
Yeah.
yeah, which is not something that was ever in my head, to be honest with you.
Hmm. So now that you transitioned and you hung up the the running
Oh, the running
shoes, and
shoes.
we're just walkers and hikers now.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, like I'm saying, cardiovascular health is very important, super super important. Working your heart. So I'm not saying to do no cardio at
Right,
all,
right.
but I'm saying to bring that cardio down from what you were doing before. You were doing what?
Oh my gosh, like probably 60 miles a week.
60 miles a
Yeah,
week.
like something insane.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
It
60
was
miles a
too
week.
much.
I
Yeah,
remember you were just like cashed out a
I
lot.
was.
You were
Yeah,
just like, man. And I remember watching you doing your lifts, and you were kind of like, man, what am I doing wrong? And
yeah,
it took me a little while to build that confidence up to show you that, hey, you don't have to do this much cardio to
yeah,
get these results that you want.
yeah.
And so I think for a lot of you here, I think that mindset of shifting of, okay, I don't have to do, 60 miles a week
Right.
to continue to see the results that I have right now. So I can cut back and do, 10 miles a week
Yeah,
or 8 miles a week, as long as I have, that little bit of intensity throughout the week too as well.
right,
So yeah,
right.
that's good. Um, the other thing I wanted to touch is like, how did you shift your mindset to, I guess, come to terms with everything new that you were going through, as increasing food, lifting weights, not doing as much cardio, things like that? What did you do to, I guess, shift that mindset? How did you, I
Um,
wouldn't say convince yourself,
yeah,
but
yeah. I think because I wasn't progressing
hmm
with my lifts and I would see people around me progressing and I was like, gosh, I feel like I'm working really hard and I think I'm doing what I need to do. Like, what's going on here? So I think it was me like realizing I'm not getting to the goal.
yeah.
And like maybe I'm not getting to the goal because I am doing too much cardio. And maybe I'm not getting to the goal because I'm not eating. So I think it was just me trusting that you knew that these things, these changes were going to be like a positive and not a scary. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose like my fitness level, and I'm not gonna,
I'm
be,
gonna get
yeah, maybe
fat and
get fat, and it's not gonna be. And so it was like, you know what, this isn't working.
hmm
Um, so I need to just like trust that you know what you're talking about, and just like
I'm just gonna drink the Kool-Aid.
just drink the Kool-Aid. Yeah, it really is. It's like kind of jumping off into that,
Yeah.
abyss of you don't know. But I think I've always been someone when like I have put my mind to something,
hmm
I'll do it. And
Yeah.
so it was like we had been training for a hike, a huge hike,
hmm
and that's why I was putting a ton of miles on. And
Yeah.
the hike was over, and it was kind of like, okay, that's done. And I did feel like the effects of all the training and the hiking, like my body wasn't feeling great, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm tired of feeling tired, and I'm tired of everything aching, and maybe all this mileage isn't really great for me. um, and and it kind of was like I ended that part of like my goal,
Yeah.
and then it was like, okay, this is the next goal. My goal now is to get strong,
Mhm.
and I'm just gonna trust that Alex knows what he's talking about.
It's been great. You deadlift
Yeah,
301
301
pounds.
pounds. Yeah,
What do you squat? 205 now?
205, back up to
Yeah.
205.
And then your
Yeah.
bench is
126.
126.
Yeah, my bench we got to work on, but
Yeah, we'll work on it.
yeah.
It's good. It's coming along though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I was much happier right now with how everything is going than I was
Yeah. So
before.
now that your body composition has changed,
Hmm.
do you feel like certain things fit you tighter, or do they fit you the same, or do they fit you a little fuller, or how do you feel with the clothes
So
the way they
close.
fit you?
So that was a big kind of like, wow, like everything still fits,
Hmm
which is like, how does everything still fit? I mean, at the end of the last challenge that we did, I think I know right now I'm like 16 pounds heavier
hmm
than when we did it the last year.
hmm
So my like in my mind was like, oh, nothing's gonna fit, but everything pretty much fits.
Yeah,
It's tighter in places I want it to be tighter.
that's good.
Yeah, like it's tighter in my legs and
Uh-huh.
tighter in like my butt, but still fits around my waist. Um, shirts wise, it's like
Yeah,
same. But
that's
yeah, no, things I I think I feel I never thought I would be happy at the weight I'm at. So like
hmm
the number on the scale is always a big deal, but now I get on the scale and it's like it's fine
Yeah.
because even though it says what it says, like I look at myself and I'm like I'm happy with how I look. I'm happy with the muscle I put
Would
on.
you share that?
My weight,
Yeah.
yeah, it's 155.
155 pounds.
155 pounds. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what did you weigh before?
Um, the first time we did the challenge, my lowest was like 139.
139.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which like I look at pictures now, I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah.
that was probably too
You're super thin.
skinny. Yeah,
Yeah, you're a
yeah.
little too
A
skinny,
little too
right?
skinny. Yeah, yeah.
So, looking at the numbers from a year ago versus today,
Mm-hmm.
I think I told you how many pounds of muscle did you gain?
I think like 3.5.
3.5
I
from 1 year on, 1 year.
think so. Yeah, I put on like 2.5 this past 6 months, and I
Mhm.
can't remember how much. Yeah, maybe like 3.5, 4 pounds.
So, last time I looked at you, it was 5 pounds.
Oh, 5 pounds. Okay.
It was 5 pounds of muscle that you've gained within a year. And I remember everyone used to ask me, why am I not building muscle? It's been 90 days. I should have put like 5 to 10 pounds of muscle on in 90 days. And it's like, no, 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 no. You guys need to take a step back. Like, it's difficult to add actual lean muscle tissue to the body. You can add probably anywhere from 3 to 5 pounds of muscle a year for women. For most women, 3 to 5 pounds of muscle a year.
Mm-hmm.
I have some women that are a little bit more, I guess they're gifted,
Yeah.
genetically
Yeah,
gifted, that
genetically gifted. Yeah.
they can add about 8 pounds of muscle a year,
Jeez.
which is
Wow.
insane.
I
Like
wish.
when I saw that like when we calculated it and she added 8 pounds of muscle, I was like, holy crap! Like within a year, she added 8 pounds. No pharmaceuticals, no extra boost,
Natural.
nothing, all natural.
Yeah.
And she was very, very anal retentive about her food. Like if there was like 2 grains of rice that was too much, she'd
Put that
pull
back.
those two
Yeah.
grains right, make sure the scale was perfect.
Yeah.
So to be able to do those 5 pounds within a year is great. Like I, I have to stress to everybody that it's a hard thing to do to put that lean tissue muscle on, and it's hard to build the muscle and lose the fat at the same time. That's a very difficult thing to do too.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, "Can I do that?" And I was like, You can, but at the same time, you're going to sacrifice something else."
Yeah.
So I think it's better to add a little bit of fat too, but also that's going to help you with adding more muscle. So if I put you in a small caloric increase instead of a deficit above your maintenance, like let's say 200 or 300, calories above
Mm.
there, I think you're going to do a great job just in building a little bit of that muscle consistently throughout the year and continue to just add on.
Yeah.
Like you said, in the past, 6 months, we've added almost 2 pounds.
Yeah.
So the next 6 months, hopefully we add another two
Two
or three
pounds.
pounds on there, and that would be a good 10 pounds within 2 years.
Yeah.
So that consistency is one of the biggest things that has to come into play. A lot of people don't understand that, oh, I need to be consistent. Yes, it's boring eating the same exact thing every single day, lifting the same and type of weights every single day. The thing is that like when you're lifting the weights and it's boring, you're doing the same movements, but you're increasing the weight or you're increasing the reps throughout the week.
Yeah.
And that's where that progressive overload starts to come into play with the members and everybody here. And that's what's going to help you build that line muscle tissue. That's what's going to help create more stress on the body to help respond better of building that muscle too as well. So um, the other thing is like how what was the, I guess, adjustment in food every time I started to continue to increase you into that maintenance?
Mm-hmm.
Every time I gave you more
More
food,
food.
what was your thought process behind that? Like, what did you think or how did you
Yeah.
feel?
So, like, eating wise,
Hmm.
like I'm fine. Like I can
I'll eat it
I'll eat it
all.
all. Like I can eat. Like right. Like I've heard a lot of like ladies like, oh, you increase my food and I can't eat. And I'm like, wow, like I can keep eating, right?
Mhm.
So for me, I think from that perspective, it was easy, right?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, you're giving me more food, I can eat it. It wasn't the consumption part. It was like, okay, what's this going to do to me
Hmm.
part. And I think the first 2 times I was kind of freaked out, like, oh my God, I'm gonna, gain all this weight, and I didn't. And so it was like, oh, okay, I guess this is working.
I guess I'm
I
okay.
guess you know what you're doing. And then kind of towards the end, like now, I guess, 2 months ago even, um, the idea that like you just said, muscle is so hard to put on.
Hmm.
Like anything you're gonna do, you're gonna tell me to do that would potentially increase my ability to build muscle, like I'm on board. Like let's do it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's the huge mindset change is that you go from, oh, I don't want to put on too muscle to realizing, Jesus, it's really hard to put on muscle
Mm.
to, okay, what can I do to put on muscle? So those little food bumps, kind of towards the end were were like really like great. Like, okay,
Yeah.
let's do this. Like, if that's going to help me build muscle, like, and help me get stronger, then
Yeah. So that
yeah,
whole mindset just
it just
shifted from
shifts.
like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want to be skinny to like,
yeah,
what can I do to preserve and build
exactly,
muscle?
exactly.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. Um, so through the workouts that you're going through, I don't know if I've really explained everything like how the workouts work. I know you have a thing that you text me every day.
Yeah.
Gigi's question of the
No,
day.
every day. I try not to bug you every day.
Every day. Every day. Sometimes it's like it's not a question of the day, but thanks for the muscle.
Yeah. Thanks for
So,
the
but
muscle.
which is
Yeah.
good. But I would say you have a lot of
I
questions.
do. I
And
do.
I love it. I love answering questions. You're not the only one who sends me questions too, but you do put it in that format, which is funny.
Yeah.
Um, the more questions, the better. And when we're going through programs, I know you always ask questions. Hey, why did we change this, and why did we add, certain things into these workouts? And I always give you good explanations. And if I don't know the answers to them, I'll look them up and be like, you know what? I
Yeah.
don't know. But there's always going to be like, if I program something, it's always going to be something that I've done myself or that I've had, experience with doing this. It's never going to be something where it's just like, I don't know, I'm going to pick a dartboard and just
Yeah.
shoot it and be like, this is what the workout is. This is how it's going to, this is what we're going to do. So with the workouts, when you started squatting and deadlifting and bench pressing heavier,
Yeah.
how did you feel with your mindset on that?
Honestly,
Yeah.
yeah, like I was scared. Not so much for deadlift, because deadlift you either pick it up or you don't,
Yeah.
right? But like for squat, the idea of like, oh my God, I'm gonna squat and then like fall or not get up or
Hmm.
the weight's gonna crush me or
Chip.
yeah, all that stuff in your head. Like even though I know you're spotting us and we've got like safety racks, but there's like that fear as it gets heavier.
Hmm.
Like and even I mean even just our last test out, I kind of still felt that way, right?
Yeah.
Like it gets heavier and you know, you think you know your form, right?
Hmm.
Like, yeah, I got my form
Yeah,
down.
I
I'm gonna
got
do
this.
this and do this, and then you go to test out, and it's heavier than normal, and then you're like, I'm like, what? What am I doing? Oh, I'm supposed to like so.
I'm supposed to
I'm
squat
supposed to
lower?
squat
Oh,
lower
got it,
than
got it.
this.
Oh, I
Like, oh
didn't
my
touch my
God, I
chest on
didn't do
bench?
that.
Oh,
Oh,
got it.
geez. So it's like you think it's second nature, but it's not. So when it gets heavier,
Mhm.
there's obviously that mental part of it too that comes into play. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
But I think that'll come in time. Like those, that's something that I like realized that I did this last test out and
Hmm.
thought to myself, okay, that's what I need to work on. Like I know my form, I just need to like put it into practice when we're testing out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. All right. Awesome.
yeah.
So where can people find you if they ever wanted to hire your services?
Oh, okay, yeah. So I just have a new website actually went live yesterday.
Oh,
Yes. So
okay.
it's called Finley and Finley
Uh-huh.
CS.com.
Okay.
And you can go there and it's got my information. If you need a traffic engineer, please reach out to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to get the business
Small
going.
business, baby. Small
Small business.
business.
That's
Let
right.
us know.
That's right.
Other than that, thank you for sitting down and talking with me. I really appreciate it. Coming through and everything you do, for the gym and for me, I really appreciate it too. You guys are big advocates, you and your sister,
Yes,
for promoting us and talking about us
for
and,
sure.
talking to everybody until they're sick of you,
Yes.
which
Yeah.
is great. And,
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. And I'm thankful for everything you guys do too as well.
Well,
So,
thank you. Thank you. I
yeah,
wouldn't be here if it wasn't really for you, Alex. So
yeah,
I do appreciate
thank
it.
you. Thank you. But other than that, thanks again for
Sure.
talking
It's
and
good talking.
we'll see you in class.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.